You know, there are a lot of ways to make money online. Drop shipping, day trading, Amazon FBA, chasing viral TikToks. All of those can absolutely work, and guys really do make money doing them. But the way I've built my business is different because I've monetized my expertise. And what's the difference? Well, monetizing your expertise means you have low overhead. There's no warehouses, no inventory, no staff. It's stable. The skill gap that I'm teaching doesn't vanish overnight like an algorithm tweak or a market crash. It's leverage. I can teach once and then I can help hundreds or thousands going forward. Builds authority. People look at me as a teacher, not just another hustler. It's scalable. Make it once and then sell it over and over again, and it leaves a legacy. This is something I can be proud of that's got my name on it. Now, if you're a guy in your 40s or older, here's the thing. You already know stuff. You've spent years building skills, gaining wisdom, and collecting experiences that younger guys or beginners simply don't have. And that knowledge is so incredibly valuable. How do I know this? I spent more than 20 years in the insurance industry before I realized that I wanted to give back and teach others how to maximize rewards of that job. My adjusting career and my YouTube career kind of overlapped for about a year before it became clear that there was very much a there with an online course, so I retired from my claims job. But it wasn't all diamonds and Ferraris in the beginning, still isn't. It simply wasn't making enough from the channel to quit doing other work, so I had to drive for Lyft and Postmates on the side just to keep the dream alive. You don't need to be famous, you don't need millions of followers, and you don't need to be a tech genius. You just need to package what you already know in a way that helps other people and then build a simple system around it. And I'm not just talking theory here. I've come a long way since those early days driving around in my car, taking people to McDonald's. I've built a real business with very low overhead that earns me more than $500,000 a year with fewer than 40,000 YouTube subscribers. Talking about one of the most unexpected things that you could possibly imagine. Independent insurance adjusting. Over the last 7 years, I've gotten a crash course in digital marketing, an online course creation, and I've learned exactly what does work and what doesn't work. So let's dig into this. Step 1, pick your focus. The first thing you need is a focus. What are you going to talk about and what problem are you going to help people solve? The sweet spot for a successful focus, or niche, I guess you could say, is where 3 basic lines intersect. Line number 1 is your sort of craft or interest. This is the work that you don't get tired of, the thing that you jump out of bed excited to work on. This is going to be very important later. This is the kind of thing that if you didn't have to worry about money, what would you be doing all day? 2, you need an audience that's actively searching for help online about this interest, right? This niche. And 3, that audience has money and they're willing to invest in you helping them solve their problem. They're paying for you to guide them through a transformation. Now, one of the biggest objections I hear at this stage is, there's already somebody amazing and huge doing what I think I want to do, right? Fitness guys, gun tubers, Chris Fix, auto repair. I mean, you have to have seen that channel. So what, right? The internet is massive. You only need the tiniest sliver of it to make life-changing money serving an audience. And here's the truth. Even if somebody else is already big in your space, they're not you. People will connect with you because of your voice, your story, your experience. That is your edge. In fact, I've had people tell me at conventions for insurance adjusting, you know, I was thinking about starting a channel on insurance adjusting, but I saw your stuff and I figured the space was already taken. And I was frankly shocked. Apparently, there's a phenomenon called the monopoly illusion. People see a big player in the space and assume that there's no room for them. But in reality, that big player actually proves that there's demand. And because most people get scared off, the field is wide open for somebody new who's willing to show up and do the work. Like you. Step 2, let's build an audience. So once you've chosen your focus, you've got to have an audience. That doesn't mean millions of followers. It means the right people finding you, sticking around, and trusting you. So how do you build that? This is where something called KLT comes in. It's kind of a marketing term. And that means know, like, and trust. Okay, people only buy from people they know, like, and trust. And the way you earn that is by showing up consistently with value. Post videos, share what you know, engage with your viewers in the comments, send emails, just always keep showing up even when it feels like nobody's watching. That persistence over weeks, months, sometimes even years is what builds trust. Now, here's the big mistake that a lot of guys make. They give up too early. The biggest reason people fail at YouTube or online business isn't that they picked the wrong focus necessarily, although that could be it. It's that they didn't give it enough time. They got discouraged when it felt like nothing was happening, so they quit and went off to chase something else. Building this kind of a business takes patience and it takes discipline. If you stay the course, you will see results, but only if you outlast that silent, frustrating middle stretch. You got to hang in there through the dip. But I'll just say this, it's really important to understand that formats matter here for how you do your videos, right? So quick to the point how-to videos, those are great for discovery, but long form conversations and video podcasts, they build depth and connection. And you can also repurpose those into clips, shorts, even audio podcasts. The point is you got to get out in front of people, you got to give them value, and you have to stay consistent. Step 3, you need an email list, okay? I know it sounds like 1997, but your audience on YouTube is great, but you don't own it. That's why the next piece has got to be your email list. This is how you're going to connect personally and kind of, in a way, intimately with people outside of the algorithms. It's how you build real relationships. And the way you build a list is with a lead magnet. This is something valuable that you give away in exchange for an email address. And you've seen it just about every single website you ever go to where they say, put your email address in here to get 10% off or to get this or to get that, right? In the beginning, this does not need to be fancy, this lead magnet. It could be a PDF checklist, a quiz, a short video course, even a 1-hour coaching call like help you set up your first wood shop, right? Or answer questions about tools and gear. The point is, you got to give value, learn what people care about, and start a direct relationship with them. Step 4, create a course. Only after you've chosen your focus, you've started to build your audience, and you've started growing your email list, you even think about creating a course. And the reason why you don't build a course first is because your early videos and audience engagement are recon, okay? They tell you what people actually struggle with. You don't want to sink weeks or months into building a course only to find out that nobody wanted that course or they wanted it delivered that way or whatever. Your first months, maybe even up to a year, is basically market research in public. And remember also that a course is not just a pile of videos. It's you taking somebody by the hand and walking them through a transformation. You are packaging your knowledge in a way that cuts out confusion and wasted time for your student. Recorded lessons that build on each other, supporting resources like checklists or worksheets, live calls for feedback and accountability. The point is, it's not just a bunch of random tips. This is a step-by-step journey that gets somebody from where they are right now to where they want to be. You're not selling information, you're selling a transformation. People pay for clear paths because they'd rather learn from you than stitch together 100 random YouTube videos. All right, so you've built a course. Now, how do you sell it? Well, the thing that's worked for me has been live webinar launches. You teach a free masterclass where the next logical step is going to be, well, take my course, right? You interact with attendees and answer questions in real time, and you do this again and again and again. And each launch that you do makes you sharper. Each launch builds momentum for you and your business. You're not going to get any of this exactly perfect right out of the gate. Just be prepared to make iteration after iteration until you get something that kind of hums along. There will still always be places to tweak and improve, but you've done a lot of the heavy lifting. After a couple of years of live launches, once your system is proven, you got testimonials, and you've really learned how to teach this thing, then and only then do you even think about rolling it into an evergreen funnel. And yes, you actually will use funnels. YouTube is basically the top of your funnel. Okay, so the tools are simple. You've got YouTube for discovery. You have an email CRM for nurturing like MailChimp or Drip or ConvertKit. You have a landing page for collecting leads with a valuable lead magnet. And you have a course platform like Thinkific, Teachable, or Easy Course to deliver it. And that's almost pretty much it. This is pretty simple, but I'm gonna just be straight up honest with you, it's not particularly easy. There are gonna be long, quiet stretches where it feels like nothing is happening. Unfortunately, a lot of guys give up when things feel like nothing's happening. But if you've chosen your focus wisely, if you're consistent with your content and your list building, you absolutely will win. Straight up, there is no shortcut. For guys with day jobs who want out, this cadence is actually perfect. It lets you wade in at a steady pace instead of feeling like you have to build a whole business overnight. It buys you the time to earn trust and build a real business. So what actually makes money online in 2025? It's basically the same thing. It's kind of always worked. Pick a focus, build an audience, grow your email list, and then create a course that solves a real problem and generates a real transformation for your students. Serve people generously, earn their trust, and then offer them the clear path that they've been looking for. You do that, and the internet becomes the best business partner you've ever had. And if you want to know how I make north of $500,000 a year with fewer than 40,000 subs on YouTube, on my other channel, check out this video right here, and I'll catch you on the flip.